Welcome to Saints on Cinema. I'm Tim Wilde, and today we're doing a Revelations episode on the latest trailer that just came out of Star Wars Celebration, whatever number they're on, for the, what's it called, this Rise of Skywalker? Is that what it's called, guys?
That's right.
Okay. And this is going to be a little unique episode because I have not seen the trailer, and I'm not going to watch the trailer because just like the last Jedi, I went to it completely blind. I avoided every trailer and everything except for advertising and marketing and like Target and stuff. And I went in with no images or anything in my mind that made me speculate or spoil anything. And I'm going to do that again this time. And even though it's months and months and months away, I'm not going to watch anything about the new Jedi, whatever it's called, the new Skywalker, Rise of the Jedi Skywalker guy. But Zach and Andrew are joining me. Thanks, Zach and Andrew, for being here. They are willing to watch the trailer, and they are going to talk about it. And Zach, as you remember, was in our pilot episode. If you haven't watched those discussions, they're fantastic. Go back and enjoy our dive into why I hated the plot of the first movie, or the last movie. And I know he has a lot of opinions, and he has a lot of feelings similar to mine on controversy with Rian Johnson versus JJ's approach. And I don't know if any of that came up in the trailer, other than obviously there's a little retcon going on with how much we love Luke Skywalker. I'm assuming that from the name, unless this is just genealogy with Rey that they're spoiling right in the trailer or in the title, which would be really weird. But anyway, again, thanks to Andrew Berne and Zach Marsh for being here. Are you guys excited? Let me just ask you this. Did the trailer get you excited?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
My first thought was, I can't wait for Christmas.
That's right.
For Christmas. Really?
Yeah, I'm actually excited.
Okay. So do you feel, just from the trailer, do you have an impression that this is doing a lot of damage control?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to know anything about it, but are they pushing that so much to get butts back in the seat that they actually revealed any damage control? Like, are they showing things that they're trying to fix that people are already frustrated about from The Last Jedi? They already showed stuff?
I would say so, but if you don't want spoilers, I'm not going to give anything.
I don't. So. You can spoil whatever you want.
Me and Andrew can talk about how much they actually do that, but I would say this, at least the trailer, I don't know what they end up doing with the movie, but the trailer very much seemed to go, we're getting back to what you guys wanted. We kind of diverted, but we're kind of going back to...
There were no gross green milk, milking.
No nipple milk stuff? Good. And I kind of had the impression that what this was going to be was similar to the Justice League trailer when everyone was really, on edge about how Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman went, and so they had to like really fluff up the trailer for Justice League to get everyone to say, look, it's light and fluffy, we're having fun, and there's jokes and everything, really to draw people back in. So I assume that's what was going to happen here, because they have a lot of hearts to mend to get their hopes back into Star Wars. But anyway, so I'm going to actually mute my computer. You guys can talk about it all you want and maybe find out who's excited about what, and then talk about it. You guys have already seen the trailer, so we're not going to cut away to that. So you guys can do that. And while you're talking, I'm going to sit back here and play with my Star Wars collection, and you'll just let me know when you guys are done talking.
Like a grown man you are.
That's right. Well, I found my stormtroopers, and I wanted to see if I have all their blasters and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to utilize my time. So I'm going to...
That's an awesome distraction from our conversation. Just watch Tim play with his toys while muted.
It's always entertaining. All right, well, you guys have fun. Just let me know when you're done.
Okay, tell us. Can you hear us? No? Okay.
So I think we should pause partially through and just provide commentary on what Tim's doing.
Just be all like, now. This is great. So, okay, first of all, I don't know how to start this exactly, because how did you feel about episode 8 in general?
Well, I think we need to let everybody know that Zach and I don't know each other.
Yeah, at all.
We have that connection of what we our Star Wars background. So Star Wars for me is awesome. I love Star Wars, and I'm typically on the face value not very critical of things, right? I mean, there's obviously things that as I read about it online and think about like, oh yeah, that's kind of weird or that's kind of stupid that they did it that way. But I watch a Star Wars movie and I love it. To begin with, that's generally how I feel. That being said, right, I've gone back and I've tried to watch like the Solo movie on Netflix, and I get into it and I'm like, oh man, there's better things I should be watching. Right? Last Jedi, I enjoyed. Honestly, I really enjoyed it, but there were just like, why is this part of this? This is weird. But as a whole, I thought it was a good movie.
I'm gonna be honest. That's kind of where I settle with The Last Jedi. Yeah. I just, as people know, our friend Rhett is like super fanboy. So anything that gets criticized, he defends to the extreme. Like The Last Jedi is essentially a perfect movie. And so I think that makes me go a little into the whole, no, there's problems with it. And so I start getting to the minutia just because we're both such fans of the series. But he's the dedicated I'll love anything fan. I'm the I want it to be good because I love it so much fan. And that clashed with The Last Jedi pretty hard. But I didn't think it was a terrible movie at all. I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it was good. I did have the same feelings as you. Canto Bight I thought was a gigantic waste of time. That whole casino scene.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
The only like good takeaway from that was like the little boy at the very end showing like the hope, the spark of hope.
The spark of hope, right?
But that was a long, a lot of movie for a small payout at the end.
Yeah. And I also think people gave Kelly Marie Tran, the lady who plays Rose, a lot of they harassed her and things like that, which I think is really terrible. I thought she did fine as an actress. But her character was on that adventure, and it's too bad that she was in that part of the adventure that everyone was like, why is this in the movie? Which I think helped contribute to that. So, okay, so you didn't hate it, but you weren't like, it's not the best movie of all time either. So I like the trailer. Actually, since episode 8, I have been taking a break from Star Wars. I didn't finish the Rebels cartoon series. I haven't been following the comic books. Usually I read summaries online of like the books, at least, if I haven't read the books myself. So but I've just been like, you know what? I need to take a break. I think I'm too into this. But this trailer actually made me want to go see episode 9 again. I'm like, oh, maybe they're going to actually get back to what we love about Star Wars. That was my right off the bat.
The weirdest, not weirdest, but I'm watching it and you just feel the excitement. At least for me, I just immediately was like, okay, this is gonna be awesome. You got Rey in the desert and just like doing this weird calculated run. I thought, okay, this is a little odd. What's going on?
It's the way Daisy Ridley runs. Even in episode 7 when she ran, I'm like, you need to learn from Tom Cruise how to run in a movie because you don't run very well. But anyways, keep going.
Yeah, and she's running, and I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden she does her jump and it slow-mos, like Matrix type thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm sold. I'm going, it needs to be Christmas now because I need to watch this movie. That's like how excited about it.
No, well, so there's a lot of things I loved about that just from the look of it and the fact that she's actually trained now. And that absolutely needed to happen. Like it. From what Luke says is now we've instilled generations of you. So it sounds like, or 1,000 generations of Jedi. It sounds like there's been a passage of time.
Oh yeah, and that she's been learning through Force Ghost Luke or something.
Which is absolutely necessary. First of all, it gets rid of all the Mary Sue complaints. It's like, no, she's finally taken some time to learn. Yeah. And I honestly think just putting some time between episodes 7 and 8 would have alleviated a lot of complaints. So I think this time jump, absolutely necessary. And right off the bat, they're like, yes, we're skipping a little bit into the future. Good.
Well, in the original series, right, there was time jumps for the original trilogy, right? And I mean, it wasn't ever like super, laid out like 30 years in advance, but it was
a couple of years to a few years for each one. And I think that's good because it's like, okay, she's taken some time to learn the Jedi ways now. And so you don't have to feel like she's overpowered for. She's known about the Force for 2 days and she's fighting Sith Lords and confronting him. It's just kind of, it's weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And so.
Well, and the exciting thing about that too is if she now knows more and knows how to use it, how awesome is she going to be?
Yes. Yeah. I'm really excited to see that. I mean, if she's the pinnacle of all Jedi knowledge, yeah, she should be pretty great.
So then I'm trying to think in order. The next thing, so it's the TIE fighter. She kind of does that thing, and then does it go straight to Kylo Ren messing with his helmet?
Yeah,
really cool. Like, I don't know what it's about, but he's making himself look more intimidating, and maybe notches for people. I don't know. It just looked good.
I think that's one of those clips too that they're kind of saying, okay, maybe we deviated a little bit with The Last Jedi, because you remember that's Kylo smashing his helmet. Like, we're gonna put the mask back on Kylo Ren and yeah, right. He's gonna keep his clothes on this time. Tim in the background singing the music.
You can't hear me.
You're right. I wonder if he realizes that he's not muted. That's great. That's great. But anyways, I think that was also just a little nod to the audience, sort of going, hey, yeah, maybe we deviated a little too far. And one of my buddies I talked to said that as well, and we both had that same thought independently. Maybe that was just a little nod saying, hey, yeah, maybe we went a little too much on The Last Jedi. We're kind of bringing it back to focus on the goal is not to push Star Wars into the next generation with these movies. Let's finish up this story, and then, Rian Johnson has his own trilogy. He can do whatever he wants with that, push Star Wars into the future. And then the Game of Thrones team is getting a TV series. They can do whatever they want with that. But let's just keep this with the Skywalkers, and let's finish this.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. So, what happens next?
You see Kylo Ren going through the forest, killing people.
Oh yeah.
And
we might Knights of Ren. I didn't see anything in the trailer about that, but I know that would be. I'd be really excited to see more and learn more about that.
Maybe people have analyzed this already, but I wondered if the person he was killing was a Knight of Ren, and it made me go, why are you killing a Knight of Ren?
Yeah, well, like the second time I watched it, that's what I kind of thought was, does that guy's armor look similar to that one scene of them all standing around?
The Force Awakens, I don't know what you call it, not dream sequence, but like Force trance, or whatever.
Yeah. And it's too quick, and I haven't stopped and really, but it made me think a little bit about that. It sounds like you too.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, and maybe they're doing that on purpose just to mess with everybody. They always like to throw that into trailers so that people like us have stuff to talk about, right? I really liked Billy D. Williams' little cameo, and it looks like, I don't know, have you seen the meme going around where it's like, over my dead body, and it shows Billy D. laughing, and I'm like, that's kind of terrible, but it's kind of true at the same time.
Yeah, it hits you a little in the feels, but it's also pretty funny.
It is really funny. So, but to see him just doing his laugh, like, he sounds older, it sounds a little different, but hearing that Lando Calrissian laugh was just like, yeah, we're coming home.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of this trailer, I think, felt the same. Just like, okay, here we go. This is going to be a Star Wars movie. Are we to the last laugh yet, or was there something else? Am I missing?
I mean, there's little clips. You see Poe and Finn, so they're adventuring together. I think that's a big deal. You see them in the same camera shot together. They're going to be doing something together in this movie. It seems like, at least, and with Rey too. Like, all of them are together. I'm all good with that.
Bring it all home. Bring it one.
What about, maybe before we hit the last scene? What about Rey hugging Leia?
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was just like, well, how did they do that? You know, that's really cool.
I do have questions about that. Like, is that something they shot before, or did they go ahead and CGI her?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Right?
And it is a question. There's still a question which the trailer doesn't seem to address at all. Which maybe that scene is sort of a hint at what could be, but what happens to Leia?
Yeah, how do you deal with the fact that she's not there?
Right, and we get
Admiral Akbar, please. It just occurred to me that you guys can probably hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I should just recite scenes right here.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna. That's another video.
Oh man, that's funny.
I have a lot of stormtroopers. And a lot of Darth Vader. Some of them don't have heads. Oh, were you talking? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Leia scene, how they wrap that up, it's going to be really interesting unless they blow it. But I'm hoping they don't. I'm hopefully optimistic on this.
And maybe that scene's like a goodbye scene. You know, she's saying, and that's why Rey is crying. She said, "Hey, I'm done, and it's all on you."
I like they put it in the teaser trailer to kind of show, like, hey, we're not going to just let this, like, we're not going to. Going to be addressed some way, and you'll have some sort of.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that at all. But it is a little nod saying, "Hey, it's not like we're just since she passed away, we're not just going to leave her out of the movie and use a one-liner to toss her out."
Yeah.
Which there were some one-liners to toss people out, like poor Admiral Akbar in The Last Jedi. Poor Admiral Akbar, just out of nowhere. Oh, he was on that deck and he's dead, and you're like, oh. Why did you do that?
I mean, I wouldn't even have thought about it unless you brought it up.
Right? Exactly. Why did you even say it?
Yeah. So, I mean, that was really cool. I feel like there's one other little quick clip that we're missing before the last scene.
There's another little tiny weird robot next to BB-8.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine. They can do whatever they want with robots. It's Star Wars.
It will be what it will be.
Was there another major scene? I don't know. It was a teaser.
The text of what Luke says. That would be cool to go through, but the whole thing just had this, very, very intense feel to it, and the whole time you're thinking, how is Luke saying, in what situation is Luke talking like this? Is he force ghosting, or just he's like a weird narrator or something? And then we get the culmination of no one's ever really gone.
And I love it because in that context you're not thinking about what they end up getting you to think about. You're thinking, yeah, the Jedi live on forever, like Luke lives on forever. That's right. It doesn't matter if he died in The Last Jedi. He lives on. And then you get the and you're like, oh yeah, I guess them too.
Well, yeah, and then my immediate thought was, did he not die when he got thrown over? Right? Like we always just assume, but like so many movies and stuff, unless you see the body. Who knows? Who
knows? Well, and in the expanded universe, the Emperor maintained like his soul and would travel from body to body. And in the movies, they don't really do that type of thing. In the Star Wars movies, like they don't go that extreme with it.
Well, but none of that's really canon anymore, anyway, right? So.
Right, exactly. So they could be leaning on something like that, or maybe it's just his Force ghost, like like the light side versions exist.
Another target, a military target, then name the system.
I loved it, and I saw something else on, kind of talking about some people think Rey is a Kenobi or a Skywalker or whatever, but maybe she's a Palpatine. That's possible.
I actually think her being a Palpatine would be the best, because she's not just another Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be a reason for her to be extremely powerful, but also very conflicted as a character, because it's
I think that was, that'd be genius. Instead of like the light fighting against the dark, would be the dark trying to come into the light.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool redemption story, right?
Yeah, I think it would be great. Tim's so loud back there. So I also saw that J.J. Abrams, I believe it was, said that they consulted George Lucas on this, which I think is cool. And what they said is, since they want this to kind of be a wrap up for all 9 movies, and they are going to focus on their own trilogy too and wrapping that up, like that's the main thing, but it is going to be a kind of conclusion for all 9. So they actually went to George Lucas and said, what do you think we should put in here? And I think that's the perfect role for George Lucas. That's how it's been for a long time. He's great at giving story ideas and letting directors sort of take that and run with it.
Not have him write, dialogue.
Yeah, don't ever let George Lucas. I write dialogue like George Lucas, and I learned I always need to give my scripts to someone else and let them read it, because then they're like, oh my gosh, and just start crossing it out and rewriting it. He needed some of that.
It will be cool, and I like, having the Skywalker part in the name of the movie. There's a lot of pushback against that. That's a stupid thing, but that's what the whole 9 episodes are all about, right? It's the story of the family, and we gotta see what happens. There's gotta be some sort of conclusion.
Well, so if she is into Skywalker, if Rey isn't, then what does it mean, the Rise of Skywalker too? So
I just jokingly in my mind, I was like, okay, we have this scene of Luke like just rising out of the sea.
He just walks out. He's basically it's a Jesus moment. Yeah, I'm basically Jesus now. Good luck with audiences with that. So
I have a Porkins figure, everyone. That's awesome.
That's pretty much it. It got me really excited again. I'm really glad. This trailer makes me feel like we're going in a direction I wanted to go.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, Star Wars movies, I just enjoy them, and this one just gave me a lot of excitement and just anticipation for it to be Christmas. So
cool. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think we did. So good.
All right. Well, send him a message. What's he doing?
Well, he's setting up the scene to, the big, see, this is like in Force Awakens, and the one goes, we will establish the new order.
Oh yeah, did they even show him in the trailer? I don't think we even saw.
I don't know if they get Hux, General Hux.
General Hux, yeah.
I'm gonna try and call him.
I'm gonna mute myself for a sec. Hold on.
Hello.
You should we're done. So stop playing with toys.
I haven't found all my blasters yet. And I have a mystery box.
You want to wrap up this movie?
Yeah. Oh, it's my Spirit of Obi-Wan. This is my favorite figure. Hang on. This one was a Kellogg's mail away. I had to buy or eat like 3 boxes of cereal and wait like 6 weeks for it. Woo! Woo.
Congratulations.
Guess we're up at 10,000.
You will go to the Dagobah system. You know what's cooler than that is I have Figrin Dan and the band. I got 5 of them. That was a Kellogg's mail away. Yeah, I'm picking up on you. All right, are we excited or not?
We're excited.
Awesome. I did have a question. Now I don't remember it. I'm glad you're excited though. It's in December, right? Oh, I did have a question. So a little bit ago, Zach, after some further Twitter arguments and defending himself that Rian Johnson was throwing out there, he just can't let go of this because fans can't let go of this. But it's been like coming up on, it's coming up to a year, right? When did the episode was last December?
A year, yeah.
So you had said on Facebook that you were just done with Star Wars because you were just so fed up with his arrogance and everything.
Taking a break from Star Wars, that was the thing.
It was a break? Okay.
Yeah. we were on a break.
You and Star Wars?
Yeah.
I haven't watched about this, Tim.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it a little bit.
Okay. But are you just excited? Has it restored your hope? Is this movie
Episode 9 will probably be the first Star Wars content that I watch or read since Episode 8. I'm sorry, Han Solo.
Did you like Solo?
I thought it was good, not great. It was okay.
So to be a little, on the nose here, Zach now has a new hope.
Well played.
Before anything was revealed or spoken about it, I really got a sense from Mark Hamill that he's happy with, and it feels like he's happy with kind of the direction it went. And I also heard that there was a lot of satisfaction for whatever they do with Leia. That the family and everyone was really pleased with how they wrapped that up. And so I have a lot of optimism for it, and I don't even need to see the trailer. So it's going to be very difficult for me not to get any exposure to much, because I was talking to my brother about this. I mean, not watching episode 8 trailers was fine because no one really was talking about it, but this is going to be such a bigger event because of episode 8 and how controversial it was. There's going to be a lot more discussion the more they reveal, and so I think it'll be hard to eliminate that from the last one. But anyway, I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to watch trailers. I literally jumped out over aisles of seats in theaters to avoid trailers when I thought a Star Wars one was coming up last year. So I'll do it again if I need to. Made the girls on those dates a little questionable, so I had to start telling them before the movie if I went on a date. Just say, no, if I bail out of here, I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving the date.
All right. Anyway, any final comments? You guys good? Feel good? You got it all out?
I think we got it.
All right. Well, Andrew Byrne, thanks for joining us, and Zach as well. Can't wait to talk more about this, which we will. We don't usually do a Revelations episode on every one that comes out, just usually the first big one. But I don't know if there's stuff that comes out in the other trailers. I won't be the one to make the call that we need to talk about it, but you guys can let me know. But anyway, for those watching, thanks for watching. Go back, watch our discussions on The Last Jedi. They were really good conversations. Had a lot of fun. That was our pilot debut episode. It was awesome. So anyway, thanks again for Zach and Andrew being here, and thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on Saints on Cinema. See you guys.
See you guys.